In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 $3 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Defending liberty 1 hour at a time and broadcasting from the RWB Network studios in New York. This is the Ryno Report. Always right.
Let's get ready to rumble!
We will not tire, we will not falter, and we will not fail.
Son, your ego is writing checks your body can't cash.
She got chunked. You are very rude.
We are going to make America great again.
And now, here's your host, the Ryno.
There's a new sheriff in town.
Hello, hello, hello. I am the Ryno, and this is my weekend report. And we're coming to you from the RWB Network studios in New York and on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Hey, are you guys adrenaline junkies? Do you like adrenaline, roller coasters, things that go upside down, things you might die doing? I'm not. I'm not into that stuff. I like to keep it nice and simple. The teacups are more than enough for me to get my heart going. But there are some people who like this thing called base jumping. All right? This is where you jump off a mountain and you pray to God that your parachute opens before you get to the bottom. There is a British base jumper by the name of David Reeder who actually died doing this. He was jumping off of mountains in the French Alps. He landed near Mont Blanc, which is the tallest mountain in the Alps. He passed away. He was in a coma. They airlifted him out of there, went to the hospital, wound up passing away. And all because his parachute did not open. Turns out he is an organ donor. His organs have been harvested, and they may save up to 6 people from dying. Pretty crazy. So I guess there's a little silver lining in this, but unfortunately, that's a dangerous activity. If you're scared of heights, I wouldn't suggest it. But if you're out there looking for adrenaline-pumping things to do, base jumping might be for you. All right, let's get to today's headlines first. With new campaign manager and pollster Kellyanne Conway at the helm, will a softer, new and improved Donald Trump pick up steam with some voters? Or are Americans kind of sick of apologizing? Also, State Department spokesman John Kirby all but confirms that the $400 million paid to Iran was a ransom. Now, the American taxpayers demand answers. And later on in today's show, we will have the distinct honor of being joined by Dinesh D'Souza to talk about his new movie, Hillary's America, and get his expert insight as to the future of our country. All that plus, we have a new Reuters Ipsos poll we have to destroy. We have to do our daily Olympic recap. This should be a good one. And we'll tell you what President Obama is doing while Americans are dying in Louisiana. All that, but first we have to get to the same thing we always do, kick the weekend show off with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a lot to get to today. It's an exciting show, an exciting weekend show. Dinesh is here. We're going to have a good time with him. But first, before all this, you have to go check out RynoReport.com. Some new articles, some new Rhino rants, lots of cool stuff there. A big shout out to everyone listening right now live on Red Nation Rising Radio. Also, a shout out to everybody on WJHC 107.5 out of Jasper, Florida, KLRNradio.com, K98Talk.com. We're everywhere. And we're also on iTunes and TuneIn and Spreaker and Stitcher and Podbean and iHeartRadio. I can't even name them all in one breath. The Ryno Report is everywhere. We have a lot to get to today, and we're going to go quick, we're going to go fast, and we're going to get a lot of answers. We're going to ask Dinesh some questions about his movie, and we're going to get answers there. All right, we'll talk to you in about a minute here on the Ryno Report, the only place where radio kills the video star.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. If you haven't been to Columbo's, you don't know what you're missing. Delicious food. The steaks on this side are fabulous. The seafood so fresh and flavorful. Columbo's family Italian specialties are Southern California legendary, and the meatballs, the best in the West, North, South, and East. Plus service that's friendly but not fawning, and jazz every night, and it's also affordable. That's what makes Columbo special, and they make special easy, whether for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. That's why when you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's, because it really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, making special easy every day. Columbo's, mangia.
All right, guys, welcome back to this weekend report, the Ryno Report. It's always good on the weekends. It plays all weekend long, but about midnight on Sunday, it self-destructs, it goes away, so you gotta listen to it before then. And you gotta get caught up on all the old episodes from this week and last week. There are some real good ones in there, ones that were getting a lot of attention. So you can do that on your favorite podcasting site. I just listed them, or RynoReport.com. They are all there. Every single one of them. So I think it behooves us at this point in time to talk about what the heck is going on with the Olympics. Nobody knows who won anything. Nobody really cares, for that matter. You know, I think it's interesting that when they hold the Olympics in Beijing or London or Nagano or wherever it's been in the past, where you're talking about 10, 12-hour time delays, you know, there's a big gap there, and you have to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to watch a hockey game or watch somebody take a stick and try to jump over another stick or whatever they call that thing. It gets a lot more attention. The ratings go way up. They go way up. This year, I mean, here in New York, I think it's only like a 1 or 2 hour delay or time difference, and no one's watching it. It's like down 50%. The only reason people are tuning into the Olympics now, just a few days before they end, is because of this stuff with Ryan Lochte. All right, so what do we know? We know Jack Conger and Gunnar Bentz. Now, these are really swimmers' names. If you were going to name a swimmer, you would name them these two names. They are back on terra firma here in America. They landed in Miami this morning. We know Jimmy Fagan, he had to pay, I don't know, a ransom? What did he have to pay? He had to pay like $10,800 to a Rio charity to get his passport back so he could then head back to America. We know Ryan Lochte, he jumped a flight there in the middle of the night, an unmarked plane perhaps. Maybe it was a hot air balloon. However he did it, he got back to America before all this stuff went down, before the passports could get revoked, before indictments could be levied. All over what? A little white lie. Sorry, Mom, we were out, we got mugged, no big deal. Well, Mom really thought it was a big deal, actually, But what we're finding out now, of course, is that they went to a gas station and they ripped a sign off a wall and they used their superhuman swimmer strength to kick in a door. And then it turns out the gas station employees wanted them to pay for the damages. Go figure. Go figure. So they got in sum total about $55 American out of these swimmers. Guys who are decorated in gold, they got $55 out of them. Now, there are some reports maybe that these guys were perhaps playing a little fast and loose in Rio. Maybe some women of the night, something like that. I don't know. I haven't had that confirmed, but I have heard that. And I actually said that kind of joking a few days ago. I said, I bet these guys are out maybe doing a little pole dancing. Not the kind of pole dancing we do on Thursdays, but the other kind. The other kind. And maybe some other shenanigans. As it turns out, that may have happened, and we didn't want to tell Mom. Couldn't tell Mom we were doing that. So I got mugged wound up being a better story. I think all of us can look back to some point in our childhood or teenage years and remember that one time where we told a fib to not tell the bigger fib, or the truth anyway, and it wound up turning into a much bigger thing. That's happened to me, where it just snowballs out of control, and that's kind of what happened here. Had these guys just said, yeah, we were kind of messing around and having a good time and doing what swimmers do, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But, so, this is what it is for now, I guess. Maybe they'll be banned from the next Olympics. I mean, how old is Ryan Lochte? Like 48 years old or something? He shouldn't be going anyway. 12 gold medals, that's enough for you. That's enough. So, all right, that's what's going on with Rio. In terms of the sports, I have no idea. I have no clue. I'm not watching it. None of you are watching it. Who cares? All right, let's talk about Trump's campaign, because we're starting to see, and I don't want to call it a pivot. I don't think it's a pivot. We saw Kellyanne Conway. She's in now as the campaign manager. And Stephen Bannon, of course, from Breitbart. He's in now as the campaign chief. All right, lots of chiefs in this whole campaign. Not a ton of Indians. And then we have Paul Manafort. He's out. This morning he resigned. He's no longer going to be the campaign chairman. So we have a chief, a chairman, and a manager. I'm not familiar with the structure of a campaign like this, but it seems a little top-heavy. I wonder if maybe not getting rid of Corey Lewandowski would have been a better idea. I wonder. And I've said before, kind of jokingly, at least you would have had him here to beat up some nasty reporters. At least he would have done that for you. Kellyanne Conway, I think this is a good move. I think she really has her finger on the pulse because she is a pollster. And now we look at these polls and we decide whether or not we think they're credible, if they're commissioned, if they're online, wherever we find them. I believe she knows which ones are good and which ones to just throw in the trash. I believe she's an expert in this area, and she's going to help soften this image a little bit. And not to mention, have a female at the head of the Donald Trump campaign, a campaign that Hillary Clinton and the DNC and et al. Have really accused of being, misogynistic or whatever else you want to call it. So I think she's a good person to start running this campaign. Like I said, maybe Corey, not a great idea to let him go, but he is still an ally to the campaign, so that is good. That is good. We did see in Raleigh last night Donald Trump start to soften a little bit. Now, is this because of Kellyanne Conway? Very possible. Very possible. Of course, this is what we do. We dissect every little thing. It's the summertime. It's before an election. We have to do that. It's incumbent upon us to do that. He apologized for some of the inflammatory things he said. He said he'll always tell the truth. He may be inflammatory, and he may not think before he speaks sometimes, but at least you'll get the truth out of them. And I think a lot of people agree with that. When you look at the trustworthiness numbers in every poll, they're not great for Donald. Not great. Some of that comes from being a New Yorker. That's just, it is what it is. A lot of people out there, you guys don't like us. Whatever. Some of us care, some of us don't. But he said you'll always get the truth out of him, and I do believe that. I really do believe that. He even apologized on O'Reilly, I think it was, last night, for tweeting out that picture of Heidi Cruz next to Melania. He hadn't apologized for that to this point. He had said, maybe, I shouldn't have done it, or someone else did it, or we got some other excuse about it. But, he's starting to say, listen, I misspeak sometimes. I get that. But I don't want that to cloud my message. Is this a pivot? Is him apologizing a pivot? No, I don't think it really is. I think it just helps his image. That's what it's doing. It's hard to see this campaign really pivot because it's almost on its own axis, where everything just kind of spins around. He doesn't change direction, just the topics in front of him change a little bit. Some of it's of his own doing, and some of it's not. I wouldn't call it a pivot. Eric Trump said his dad is, this is the humble Trump. That's what his son said. Yeah, I don't know. This is all in an attempt to possibly bring up those unfavorables. Again, remember, Kellyanne Conway is a pollster. She knows how to get these numbers up, and I think she's going to do a great job. When we come back, we're going to finish talking about this, and then we'll talk about what's going on in Louisiana. Not good things there, and we can also talk about what's happening in Martha's Vineyard. That's something to do with it. We'll be back.
Blood pressure tends to run higher during the day and lower during nighttime sleep. However, many with high blood pressure don't exhibit this nighttime dip, a condition called non-dipping. More in today's AARP health tip after this.
At Walgreens, getting diabetes testing supplies with Medicare Part B is a walk in the park. Really? Because getting what you need is quick and easy, giving you more time for other things. There's $0 out of pocket on all major brands like Accu-Check and Walgreens TrueMetrics, and no extra paperwork. So managing diabetes becomes a stroll down Easy Street, or a trip to the movies, or even a day at the beach. Talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Zero out-of-pocket cost when billed to Medicare and full coverage supplemental insurance.
Non-dipping is a major risk factor for stroke, heart attack, and kidney disease. But studies show taking one or more of your prescribed blood pressure medications just before bedtime significantly decreases the risk. Of course, never change the timing of your medications without first consulting your doctor. For more, go to aarp.org.
So you've missed the healthcare deadline and don't have any form of healthcare? Liberty HealthShare has the answer. Liberty HealthShare offers an affordable healthcare option that allows Americans to enroll any time of the year. For those of you who have already enrolled but just aren't satisfied with what you've chosen, there's still hope. Liberty HealthShare allows Americans to control, manage, and direct their health care, yet still be in good standing with the Affordable Care Act. Members are exempt from the tax penalty and mandates imposed on individuals for not having health care insurance, thus giving you freedom from insurance. Liberty HealthShare empowers their members by giving them the ability to choose any doctor or hospital across the nation. Memberships are for individuals, couples, and families, offering a variety of options to best suit an individual's medical needs. If you're a freedom-loving American like myself, looking for contract-free health care, then this is for you. For more information on how to enroll at any time of the year, call 855-585-4237 or visit libertyhealthshare.org to request a free estimate. Do it today.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
All right, guys, welcome back to this weekend edition of the Ryno Report. Glad you're here. Glad you're listening live on Red Nation Rising Radio or live on crntalk.com or perhaps not live. In that case, it's sort of a Back to the Future thing going on now. So Donald Trump softening, maybe a little bit. Kellyanne Conway, good influence here. She said that they need to make this campaign an issues campaign. And I think a lot of us have been saying that for a long time. Because when you go up against someone like a Hillary Clinton or even a Barack Obama on the issues, they don't win. They can't win. The economy, the deficit, safety, jobs, they can't win. It's a no-win situation for them. So you have to make this, if that's the pivot, if the pivot is going to issues and forgetting about his demeanor, then that's the pivot that has to happen. That's the pivot we've all been looking for. They said they're going to start running ads today. They were going to wait until after the Olympics, but no one's watching them, so they're going to start running ads today. And the ads, from what we've heard, they're going to be something of a her way versus our way sort of setup, which is a good way to go. Good way to go, because she has been running relentlessly negative ads. Here and there, I know in Michigan they've been playing some not so negative ads, but every ad I have seen has been very, very negative toward Trump, and that's not going to help her unfavorables. That's not going to help them. She has consistently hovered between 55 and 59% since 1992. She thinks she can win with those kind of unfavorables. Now, if Donald Trump can bring his down with the new demeanor and the issues campaign, because that will help bring the unfavorables down, he wins this thing. And perhaps not even a close win. People do trust him more than they trust her. Hillary has dragged this campaign into the gutter, and Donald Trump acquiesced. They found his kryptonite. Bring him into the gutter. He looks worse than us. We're going to cruise on to victory. That's been their strategy. And I think with Stephen Bannon and Kellyanne Conway at the helm, I do think this thing turns around quick. Paul Manafort seems like a good guy. Seems like a great guy. And under any other circumstances, any other campaign in the world, he's the guy you want. He's the guy you want. Because he's the kind of guy you look at him and you go, this guy could get things done. He looks like he should be in Goodfellas. He could get things done, this guy. But Trump, nah, it wasn't going to work. Wasn't going to work from the start. All right, Manafort out, Kellyanne Conway in. Where do we go from here? Now, today, or I guess yesterday it was, Mike Pence arrived in Louisiana, and today Donald Trump is set to arrive in Louisiana, much to the chagrin of John Bel Edwards, the governor down there. Doesn't want them. Doesn't want any campaigning, doesn't want anybody running for office, doesn't want them in his state. Well, that's because Hillary's not going to show, and Obama, well, he's too busy playing golf. Well, this is what a president does. Because this is the government's job. The government's only job is to protect us, the people. There are 13 people dead. 85,000 people looking for disaster relief. Possibly 30,000 homeless people in the state of Louisiana. The president needs to be there. He doesn't need to be walking the links with Larry David or whoever he's playing golf with today. He took a little break, right? He took a break to go campaign at a fundraiser with Hillary. But he won't take the time to go to Louisiana where people actually need him. Act like a president. And he's not doing it. So yeah, Donald Trump going there, a good thing. Mike Pence going there, a good thing. They are showing that they are willing to lead. Now, mainstream media is giving Obama a pass on this. A total pass on this. Do you remember 2005? Remember Katrina? George Bush did the flyover, George W. They crucified him for that. They absolutely crucified him for that. I'm glad Trump is going. I'm glad Pence is there. And you know what? I'm glad that they're doing it despite what John Bel Edwards is saying. What our president is still failing to understand is that he works for us. He is not the king. As much as President Obama feels like he is the king, he is not the king. He works for us. He works for me. He works for you. And President Obama, if you are listening, as your boss, I am telling you right now, get to work. Get to work. People are dying in Louisiana. And somebody who actually cares, who just doesn't want to write a check, is going to show up to help them. Donald Trump could roll up his sleeves, he could roll up his pant legs, and he could walk into the Oval Office right now. That's what he could do. Our president's playing golf. What a bogey. He's a bogey. Unreal. When we come back, we are going to be joined by Dinesh D'Souza, and we're going to talk about his new movie, Hillary's America. We will have a lot of questions to ask him. We're going to have a lot of fun. Hang in there, guys. One little break. We'll be back here on the Ryno Report.
You experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right. For you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right. In Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
Is your business paying too much for your water? Pure Water Technology provides the world's best fully monitored, self-cleaning, bottleless water purification coolers for your employee drinking water. That's right, I said bottle less. Because Pure Water Technology can provide you and your employees with a much healthier and cost-efficient alternative than what you're currently using. And we provide free trials. Pure Water Technology has technology unlike any other company. And you can save an average office over 6,000 gallons of water annually. So you can do your part for our California drought, save water, and at the same time have happier, healthier employees. We use new reverse osmosis technology. It's available only through Pure Water Technology. No one else has this system. And we save water, too. Log on to ditchthebottle.com or call 888-790-7873 for free information and your free trial. 888-790-7873. Call now.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Hi, this is Fred Dreyer. Join me and Michael Horn on the PM Show Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on CRN Digital Talk. We talk about things in the sports world nobody else does. So listen in to me and Mike at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk. And go to crntalk.com for more information on other show times. And don't forget to take us with you by downloading the CRN app on the App Store.
All right, welcome back to this weekend edition of the Ryno Report. We are honored to be joined now on the phone by acclaimed author, filmmaker, and one of the best darn patriots in this country, Dinesh D'Souza. Dinesh, thank you so much for being here today.
Hey, good to be on the show and looking forward to it.
So before we talk about your new movie, Hillary's America, which is the #1 documentary of 2016, by the way, congratulations. I want to ask you about how you became such an outspoken advocate of American exceptionalism. You were born in Mumbai, India. You came to America as an exchange student, and you graduated from Dartmouth College, not exactly a conservative bastion. So I guess my question is, how and where did this all start for you?
Well, I came to America at the age of 17 with $500 in my pocket and my family staying back in India. And I realized that with my opportunity to go to Dartmouth, later to go to work in the White House, even before I became a citizen, working in think tanks, I realized that I was living this American dream. But it also dawned on me that the American dream, and this is itself an example of American exceptionalism. I mean, no other country even has a dream. There's no Indian dream or Chinese dream. So where did this dream kind of come from? What is the political, intellectual structure that enables a country to allow people who are at the bottom, who start with nothing, to come up the ladder? And as I reflected upon that, that's really what made me into a conservative.
Gotcha. The conservative authors, filmmakers, and talk show hosts, for that matter, don't exactly get invited to the good parties. In fact, we're pretty reviled by just about everybody in Hollywood and the mainstream press. It seems that they'll stop at nothing to try and silence and denigrate us at every chance they get. Was that something you expected when you decided to take on this endeavor, or is the future of our country just too important to spend time worrying about the opinions of a biased mainstream media?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is unfortunate and it's pathetic that these people are this way. I certainly don't agree that they throw good parties. I've never really wanted to go to those parties. I mean, who wants to hang out with the creeps in Hollywood? Now, what concerned me was, is there a viable way to make movies without having to deal with those creeps? And the good news is that there is. Now, a lot of conservatives and Christians who make movies, they try to do messaging, and they don't forget that people go to the theater to be entertained. So it's important to make good movies that are fun to watch, moving, inspiring, thrilling, even scary. And that's what this movie is. The people who see the film are surprised because it feels like a feature film. It doesn't even feel like a documentary.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I absolutely loved it, and I recommend. I think it should be mandatory viewing for everybody in high school. I really do. Critics of Hillary's America have said that your film was this carefully timed, carefully crafted hit piece, kind of aimed at influencing the presidential election, and to that I would say good. What would your response to that be?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly needed. You've got this crook Hillary with a partner in crime, Bill. They get up on the stage, and Bill gives this preposterous Rapunzel fairy tale story about meeting Hillary and the girl next door. It's also laughably untrue. I mean, you could believe it if you were born yesterday or if you came here from Mars. So, and here is the mainstream media doing this devotional, genuflecting response. I mean, it's absolutely scandalous. And so I feel very proud that we at least have an antidote, some counter narrative that's out there in theaters. For most of my career, I was an author and speaker. I just didn't have the ability to get the message out at this level. So this is what has actually made me much more threatening. You know, the left goes, well, Dinesh used to be a scholar, and now he's kind of gone all populist on us. Well, all it is I'm reaching more people. I'm not Bowdlerizing the message. I'm simply talking in a conversational way so I can educate a wider group of people.
Yeah, I thought it was almost apropos that Bill Clinton is talking about stalking somebody during that speech. It seemed just so appropriate. In the film, you talk about some of the legal troubles you ran into, the court system essentially doing the bidding of the Obama administration. Looking back, was that something of a blessing in disguise?
It was, but it wouldn't have been had the Obama administration had its way. I mean, those thugs wanted to lock me up for 2 years, and had they succeeded... Now, by the way, it's worth pausing. No American has ever been locked up for 1 day for doing what I did. It's typically, I exceeded the campaign finance law, yes, but I had no corrupt intent. I wasn't trying to bribe anybody or gain office or anything like that. No corruption committed or even alleged. So normally this is a civil matter, but these guys put the FBI on me. We're trying to get my assistant to wear a hidden wire. I mean, treating me like Al Capone. So my point is that these guys operate like this. This is how the left is, and I don't think Hillary and Bill are any different. We're dealing with people who don't see critics as dissenters, but as political enemies.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Having worked in the correctional system myself, I can attest to the fact that not every inmate, and particularly the African-American ones, are enchanted by the policies of the Democrat Party, and those of Barack Obama in particular. Did that come as a surprise to you?
Well, the thing I learned most being in confinement was the idea that, that human nature is not motivated by purely, the desire to debate or have rival ideas. That human beings are driven by, by acquisitiveness and lust and hatred and envy and revenge. Criminals take this for granted, and they are right to see this lower side of human nature. We often exclude it from politics, but you can't understand the Clintons any other way. If you just come back thinking, what is their vision of social justice? Let me write an analytical article about that in the Weekly Standard. You're so out to lunch that you have no comprehension of who these people are.
No, I think you're 100% right. You have to be immersed in that subculture almost to really get a feeling for what's going on and what people actually think. A lot of conservative writers, and they kind of sit in their offices and they don't really know, and that goes for the progressives too. They just don't know what the average person is going through, and when you're in confinement, you see it. You see it very, very clearly.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I saw people whose American dream was broken. I saw people who were basically been screwed over by the justice system, some ambitious prosecutor who basically grabs an innocent guy and gives them a plea bargain deal that forces them into prison. I mean, it's a horrible sight. It's widened my understanding for sure.
But the good news is, even if their dream was broken, they can still repair it in this country. And that's so important. We're going to stick with you through this break, and we're going to get into the movie a little bit more. We're with Dinesh D'Souza right now here on the Ryno Report. Guys, we have a lot more to get to. Hang in there. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlagunabeach.com.
This is Larry Minetti for Herpanicin, the acne medication that really works from the inside out. If you suffer from skin problems, Herpanicin is the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out and gets rid of all kinds of acne and blemishes on your back, neck, and your face. It works so well, you can look and feel like a movie star. Herpanicin, a natural supplement created by Dr. Wayne Diamond. You take a pill, and that's it. I've been on these supplements, and they really work, folks. Don't be afraid to look in the mirror ever again. Get Herpanicin today. Call 888-467-4200. That's 888-467-4200. Herpanicin, it really works. 888-467-4200. Tell them Larry Minetti told you to call and look and feel like $1 million with Herpanicin. Call
All right, right, welcome back to this weekend edition of the Ryno Report. We're joined still on the phone by Dinesh D'Souza. We're talking about his new movie, Hillary's America. Before the break, you mentioned broken dreams and the men who were incarcerated and they had these broken dreams. Did you ever get the feeling from some of these people that they thought they could get back on the right track?
Oh, sure. I mean, it is possible, as you suggested, toward the end to rebuild. But now I will say, for many of those people, much more difficult than it was for me. Because I'm a public figure. I myself have a big megaphone. Lots of people knew that I was kind of a political prisoner, i.e. railroaded by a vindictive, narcissistic president. And so they knew all that going in. And so I came out, and my career was not only intact, but lots of people sympathized with me and saw me as fighting on the front line for a cause. Now, think of some guy who's a doctor who's been accused of administering illegal pain medicine by some vindictive prosecutor who, for whatever reason, wants to get this guy. They give him a choice of going away for 5 years or pleading guilty and getting a 1-year sentence. So he pleads guilty, even though he's not guilty. He gets locked up for a year, but he can never practice medicine again. He has to rebuild his whole life. So it's not easy, and we have to correct the justice system that produces these kinds of injustices.
You know, working in that field, in the area of corrections and law enforcement, you can see it can become a revolving door. And some people, they keep walking through the door themselves, and other people, the door just kind of hits them in the butt and spins them back in. It all kind of depends on the person you are. But I have a question about what kind of feedback have you gotten from the African American community about Hillary's America? Have they been receptive to it?
Well, the African Americans who see this movie are completely blown away. A really good example is we had a number of black actors who auditioned for the movie. These weren't political people at all. They just wanted to act in films. And so they got the role, they played their role, and then they saw all this remarkable stuff in the movie, including statements that I would make. I would say things like, in 1860, the year of the Civil War, no Republicans owned slaves. All the slaves in the entire country were owned by Democrats. And these guys would be like, what? Whoa, is that true? And so one guy came up to me afterward and he goes, are you telling me that the Democratic Party is the party of slavery, segregation, and the Ku Klux Klan? And I go, yes. And he goes, if that is true, I just don't see how I can vote for the Democrats. Now, he didn't become a Republican overnight, and I wouldn't expect him to. But he found himself in the middle re-examining his assumptions, and what a fantastic thing to accomplish with the movie.
During your research for the film, was there anything you came across that really surprised you or kind of made you shake your head?
A lot of it, because, I think even many Republicans and conservatives, one reason conservatives don't talk about this stuff is we've bought into the progressive narrative that, that the parties switched sides and the Democrats became the party of civil rights and Republicans became the party of the white South. The left is so good and they have so dominant in academia, the media, and Hollywood. They've been telling this story, this propaganda story, for 30 years. And so even, Reagan bought it. Reagan would say things like, I didn't leave the Democratic Party, it left me. The basic idea was the Democratic Party was just fine, but maybe a little while ago in the 60s or in the McGovern campaign, it went off the track. So when I began to really lift the curtain and lift stones and look under them, I realized that this party has a sordid, disgusting, vile tradition that goes back to the 1820s. They've been running exploitation, subjugation, and racket since the days of Andrew Jackson. I don't think Reagan knew that.
Wow. Winston Churchill, of course, said history is written by the victors. To this point, do you think that the Democrats are the victors?
They're not the victors, but they disproportionately go into these fields that are very influential in shaping not only young people, but people's minds more generally. Think of the impact, for example, of music or comedy or movies. Conservatives don't recognize the importance of the culture. We tend to go into a huddle and focus on the next election. Hey, Dinesh, which of the 17 Republicans do you want for president? Meanwhile, the left is, they've got 200 sitcoms on gay marriage and 200 things going on here, and all the bad guys on TV are white males who are CEOs of businesses, and so they're running a huge project in cultural re-education, and we seem to be, obtusely innocent of that.
Right. Yeah. People are saying that if Hillary wins in November, America is going to be systematically transformed into the socialist nation for sale to the highest bidder. In addition, her administration's goal is going to be to essentially dismantle our Constitution. Putting aside the possible financial and constitutional breakdown of our country, if we could even put that aside, do you think a Hillary presidency could lead to a possible physical breakdown or breakup of America?
That's a very interesting question. I'm not an apocalypticist. I don't say things like the country is finished or this is our last chance and so on. I didn't say that 4 years ago with Obama, but I did say that he would damage the country, he would double the national debt, he would weaken our allies, and he would strengthen our enemies, and he has done those things. Now, with Hillary, what I am saying, in the movie Hillary's America, in the accompanying book, I'm saying, look, Hillary represents the gangsterization of America. Hillary's different than Obama. He's an ideologue. She's a crook. She and Bill are more like Bonnie and Clyde. And so what they're going to do is make the country more like a place that's run by a gang. Now, I grew up in a country run by gangs. India. My wife's from Venezuela. She grew up in a country run by gangs. So we know what it's like to have gangs run the slums, gangs run politics. People go into politics to make money. This is who the Clintons are, and this is what they're going to bring to America.
Right. Unreal. Just really quickly, does Donald Trump have a chance in November?
Yes, he does, and I think our film can help him. What he needs to do is take DVDs of this movie 1 month before the election and send it to 5 million swing voters in 10 states. I believe that if he does that, he'll win the election.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dinesh, and I look forward to talking to you again. Guys, that's it. We'll be back in a minute. So you've missed the healthcare deadline and don't have any form of healthcare? Liberty HealthShare has the answer. Liberty HealthShare offers an affordable healthcare option that allows Americans to enroll any time of the year. For those of you who have already enrolled but just aren't satisfied with what you've chosen, there's still hope. Liberty HealthShare allows Americans to control, manage, and direct their health care, yet still be in good standing with the Affordable Care Act. Members are exempt from the tax penalty and mandates imposed on individuals for not having health care insurance, thus giving you freedom from insurance. Liberty HealthShare empowers their members by giving them the ability to choose any doctor or hospital across the nation. Memberships are for individuals, couples, and families, offering a variety of options to best suit an individual's medical needs. If you're a freedom-loving American like myself, looking for contract-free health care, then this is for you. For more information on how to enroll at any time of the year, call 855-585-4237 or visit libertyhealthshare.org to request a free estimate. Do it today.
Experience the romantic getaway you deserve at Maui's premier bed and breakfast, the Plantation Inn. With plantation-style architecture and decor combined with modern amenities such as dual rain showers and whirlpool hot tubs, guests relax in a tranquil oasis in the heart of Maui's historic Lahaina town. The inn is situated conveniently less than 2 blocks from Lahaina Harbor, as well as the famous French Street, known for its range of shops, restaurants, gallery walks, and museums. The Plantation Inn is home to Gerard's Restaurant, voted Open Table's top most romantic restaurants in North America. Chef Gerard's contemporary island French cuisine consistently earns some of the highest ratings in Hawaii. Come discover why Hawaii Magazine readers named the Plantation Inn #1 best bed and breakfast in Hawaii. Visit theplantationinn.com or call us at 667-9225.
Money is a big part of our lives, you know that. Each of us spends, saves, and invests money, but money is changing. Global currency changes are shifting trade like never before, transforming the dollar and impacting every asset we own. The U.S. dollar is now at risk. Swiss America's new 2016 World Money Report outlines what this means for your money and your retirement accounts, and the report is absolutely free.
Thanks, Pat. Call toll-free 888-732-7221. That's 888-732-7221.
Money is now made and lost faster than at any other time in history. Winning and losing often depends on what you know and when you know it.
Call now, 888-732-7221. That's 888-732-7221.
Free 2016 World Money Report today
So you've missed the healthcare deadline and don't have any form of healthcare? Liberty HealthShare has the answer. Liberty HealthShare offers an affordable healthcare option that allows Americans to enroll any time of the year. For those of you who have already enrolled but just aren't satisfied with what you've chosen, there's still hope. Liberty HealthShare allows Americans to control, manage, and direct their health care, yet still be in good standing with the Affordable Care Act. Members are exempt from the tax penalty and mandates imposed on individuals for not having health care insurance, thus giving you freedom from insurance. Liberty HealthShare empowers their members by giving them the ability to choose any doctor or hospital across the nation. Memberships are for individuals, couples, and families, offering a variety of options to best suit an individual's medical needs. If you're a freedom-loving American like myself, looking for contract-free healthcare, then this is for you. For more information on how to enroll at any time of the year, call 855-585-4237 or visit libertyhealthshare.org to request a free estimate. Do it today.
This is Jeff Carlisi from the Band 38 Special. Let us never forget that police lives matter.
You're listening to the Ryno Report, always right, on the RWB Network.
The Republicans want to repeal it. You know, they actually, with a straight face, say that the Great Recession was caused by too much regulation on Wall Street. They actually say that. You know, I remember when, you know, I've supported my husband through all of his races in Arkansas. And one of my favorite political ads of all time was a radio ad, rural Arkansas, where the announcer said, wouldn't it be great if somebody running for office said something, we could have an immediate reaction as to whether it was true or not? Well, we've trained this dog. And the dog, if it's not true, he's going to bark. And then the dog was barking on the radio. And so, you know, people were like barking at each other for days after that. I'm trying to figure out how we can do that with the Republicans. You know, we need to get that dog and follow them around, and every time they say these things, like, oh, you know, the Great Recession was caused by too much regulation. You know, I think we could cut right through a lot of their their claims.
All right, guys, welcome back to this weekend edition of the Ryno Report, the final segment. Today's final segment, that was absolutely amazing, having Dinesh D'Souza here, getting to ask him all sorts of questions, and just kind of delve into his psyche about the movie and how he came to be this great, like he said, loudspeaker is really what he is when it comes to the conservative movement. It's been absolutely amazing, and we'll have him back here anytime he wants to come back. You got to check out Hillary's America, whether it's in theaters or if it's maybe getting the DVD when it comes out. We didn't get a chance to ask him when it's coming out, but I think it's coming out in just a couple of months. So you got to pick it up. Great Christmas present. Anyone who gets it will be floored. They'll be absolutely floored by it. You know, one thing I didn't get to ask him, maybe next time I'll ask him, is that I have this little affliction, right? When I watch a movie, I try to think of what else I would name a movie. I do it all the time. I don't know why I do it. I always do it. And I'm watching this movie, and the only title that kept coming to my mind was An Inconvenient Truth, which is odd, right? Because that's a film by Davis Guggenheim and Al Gore. But this film, Hillary's America, is a very, very inconvenient truth for the left and for the progressive agenda. So I don't think he'll let me name his next movie, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe. Maybe. All right, guys. Yesterday we heard from John Kirby, of course, the spokesperson for the State Department, essentially say that this was a ransom, right? We paid a ransom to Iran for some old debt from 1979. It was some military arms thing, and they wanted the money. But they released the prisoners first, and then they got the money, so it wasn't really a ransom. I mean, we are tremendously splitting hairs here. I wonder what the ramifications are now, because the taxpayer has to have answers. Their money was spent to pay a ransom. That, first of all, is treasonous. That's treasonous. America does not pay ransoms. So We need an explanation from our president. He needs to get off the golf course. He has to act like he has a job. Like, he needs to act like he's doing something. He's in charge of something. Again, we're his boss. He works for us, not the other way around. And he has to answer for this. He has to answer for not showing up in Louisiana. He has a lot of splaining to do, is what he's got to do. But I doubt we're going to see it. I doubt we're going to see it. This has been a lame duck presidency since 2012. And that, in the White House, is one lame duck. One lame duck. All right. Let's, one poll here before we call it quits for the weekend. Reuters Ipsos. I love this poll because they make it so easy to tear it apart. I mean, they give you all the information, which is like, we're not used to that. We're not used to getting a lot of information. Clinton 41, Trump 36, so he's down a net 5 here. Clinton gets 82% of Democrat support. Trump only 72% of Republican support. I'd question that sampling because that's pretty low. That's even lower than what Rasmussen had, and they had a very low number there too. Typically, we don't see party support this low. I mean, even that low. These were 1,607 Americans, 680 of which were Democrats, 578 were Republican. They surveyed 15% more Democrats and only 187 independents. And of independents, Trump had that 37-20, a net plus 17 among independents. They have to add 450 more of those to even out this poll to what voter numbers are. If you do all the math and you put in the variables and you spin around in a circle, Donald Trump, he's up 8 points. Guys, hope you had a great time. I had a great time. A big thank you to all those serving our country at home and abroad, and a huge thank you to those in the law enforcement community. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all your hard work. We all depend on you. God bless all of you. God bless all of your families. Have a great weekend, and until Monday, I'm the Ryno, and I'm out.
I'm back in the New York groove. I'm back in the New York groove. I'm back in the New York groove.